Ciompi Quartet's been around for a long time, and I think that there's a kind of a collective wisdom in the experience that we have that I know that I didn't have 30 years ago when I started playing quartets professionally.
There's just so much great repertoire for this ensemble, and the first thing that you have to do is decide which pieces you're interested in working on, and there's a whole negotiation that takes place over the course of each season where we decide what we're going to do next year. Especially when we play repertoire that we all know well, we have all formulated feelings and ideas about the piece. And then the process that we go through is to argue our case.
You see, he has a ba, so, ba, and then ba, oh.
We have a different backgrounds. We have a different personalities. We have different understandings of everything. From earth to the heaven, I guess.
So the third beat to the first beat is usually too long a space. Bum, da, da,
kind of forward a little bit. So when we two do this,
sometimes it feels like your lawyer's in a courtroom, you know, really making your case as best you can to convince the other two against the person who may be disagreeing with you.
Did you have anything special in mind that you were trying to do? Because it felt like you were saying, you were thinking urgent, move ahead, you know.
This time I'm usually...
Just today, when we started the piece.
That's kind of as usual.
It felt, maybe I just wasn't ready.
Go ahead, Papa. Yeah.
It's like a sprinter in the 100-meter dash.
There's another interesting aspect of it, and that is the question of whether the speed changes the course of a movement.
Has to be just slightly lento, da da, da da, da da. So raleto, da da. When you really like that, then you slow.
We have to decide whether we want to move the tempo and how much we want to move it, or slow it down and how much we want to slow it down. And so, and again, in every one of those details, everybody has their own idea.
What ends up happening is usually the best ideas, the ones that work the best, are the ones that prevail. And you get a product that's better than the sum of its parts because you get everyone's best put into the group.
That's why the string quartet is a unity. So on stage, you have to be like one person.
The way people play music has changed quite a bit over the past 150 years, and I think in past times there was an understanding that there was a kind of flexibility, a rubato, that was part of the way people made music.
want to bring as high a level of improvisation to these charts, you know, to these pieces of music that might have been written 200 or 300 years ago, or last week. It doesn't really matter, but a sense of play, a sense of our own creativity, I think is essential to keep the music alive.